I thought as a whole entire defense last game, and you know, it's one of those things. People are going to say, well, yeah, you're just saying it because you won, but I thought as a total group, as a defense, we did not play our best game. Now the competition was better, the speed of the game was faster. Therefore, you know, your mistakes are going to show up better, but. You know, the problem was there were some just real fundamental things that we did wrong, and at the same time there were some things that you know, some tongue twisters out there and some tough plays that we made. I think if you know, you probably ask Trent better, the backers, but I know the backers in that game could have played better. It wasn't one of their better games, and but they played well enough that we ended up getting the win when it counted.
Statistically far and away one of the most productive guys on the front four. Did you have seen this coming for a guy that started his first 7 games?
The prior to the first game, Kelly Stouffer, ESPN, I believe it was, that televised our game, asked me, out of your whole entire defense, you know, because they wanted to highlight somebody, who would you say is the unsung hero on the team? And I said Ross Dezuris. And right now, I just saw a T-shirt. I think it comes from his mom, but I really would like it. It's a helmet. It's got a big mustache on it. But you know, to say that, you know, Ross was going to be, you know, oh, he's going to lead in this, he's going to lead in that. No, I mean I'd be making that up. But I know this, that and it goes back to last year when you know, first started playing with Ross, that he works very hard. He knows what he's doing. He has really good technique. He's a technician. He has a passion for the game, and I think if you play hard, give great effort, and you're in the right place, you got a better than average chance at making plays, and that's what he's doing for us right now.
Coach, second year in the Big Ten, what do you think the biggest thing you learned last year?
Don't take anybody for granted. Not that I did as an individual, but. You know, this team here that we're about to play embarrassed us last year. We gave up a early quarterback run with 5 people chasing him, and we looked like, you know, Mo, Larry, and Curly +2. And then later on, you know, we did the same thing. We had a nice right rush, you know, and 2 of the linemen kind of banged each other off the play, but we were loafing on the backside of the play. So I don't know that part necessarily per se I learned, but I know this, that you learn personnel, and you know it better now. And I know this quarterback can throw the ball. I know that this quarterback can beat you with his feet. I know he's a big, sturdy guy. I think their staff does a tremendous job with their offensive scheme. They have a great plan. They have as many concepts in their pass game as anybody, and they do it well. The receivers are well schooled in what they're doing. Offensive line is very solid, and they have 2 quality running backs that'll beat you. Not only in the run game, but I know 21. I mean, he'll get you in the pass game too. He's got good hands. He knows how to run routes. They kind of release through the line of scrimmage sometimes with him to get you up on a linebacker, which they think might be a mismatch. I thought last year what they did was fantastic. They knew kind of the pattern that we were in schematically, and they made adjustments in flight right during the end of the 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, and just flat out beat us. And we didn't have an answer for it. And I'm, you know, ashamed to say that, but they got us, and. That's probably not an answer to your question, but I have a lot of respect for this whole conference because it was in the Michigan State game. I know Coach a little bit, you know, and he said similar to what you did. Well, what do you think? And I told him about the players, but I said, you know what? I think there are really good tacticians in this conference. The coaches are. They're not all fancy gadget, you know, beat you with trickery, and you know, not that Oregon was trickery, but you know, it's the flash and dash and the basketball and grass. They don't do that. They keep coming at you, but they make subtle adjustments to beat you.
When you charted tackling from this last game, how did it compare to the first 2 weeks? I know Oregon's a different animal,
Our effective tackling was the highest it's been, and we had the least amount of yards after contact. Problem with that is if you don't contact somebody, they run far, that doesn't count. We didn't have as many positive situations, so within that 45-degree angle, which is interesting, and it holds true because of the speed, the type of plays, all the outside stuff. But the tackles that were made, you're seeing more and better technique and power in those tackles. Because, like I said, our yards after contact had gone down from 2.13 to like this past game wasn't even a yard.
How much different, did you feel a different sense of composure from your guys on that last series? You were in a lot of these games last year, but did you have a different feel about it?
We absolutely blew the first two pass coverages, and it wasn't the wrong coverage. It was just we had an in and out situation out of our quarters coverage that the corner didn't execute, and they caught a 4-yard route that turned into about a 12-yard gain. The nickel with 3 away didn't wall the number 2 on a slant, which was a 2-yard play, and they gained 8 yards. That's how they started the series. And we came back on a play that we didn't leverage on the weak side. Got a holding call, fortunately, because we still need to show up, physically being able to play and bounce on that thing. And then from there, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, they had the eye of the tiger. I mean, we came to the sideline when they took a timeout in that 4th and 18, and I told the defense, I said, hey, we are not playing zone coverage. I said, we're going to go after this guy, and you need to jump on these guys and cover them.
You've played in a lot of big games. That last series in the crowd, was that as intense as you've been in?
Oh, it was pretty intense. Yeah, it was pretty intense. I can't tell you that I really heard anything, as opposed to just, your own adrenaline going and, strategically trying to make the right call, see the opponent, what they're lining up in, things like that, and then hoping for the best.
Mark, that effective tackling that you mentioned, is that something you had seen through contact through August and in those first couple games? Is that
It's been improving. And effective tackling is when you are in that positive situation and the man goes down to the ground within that 2.3 yards after contact. And then there's a dominant tackle when you hit them and they don't get anything. So those two statistics are beginning to show up more and more. We're still working on tracking, which is a leveraged situation, whether you're coming inside or outside. And the other thing is just the timing of the strike, where your shoulder gets into the ball carrier at the same time your foot goes down to the ground to maximize the power within that tackle.
how much does you trace to some of that rugby style and that rugby work?
Oh, it's everything. So what we do is, like today, we use 3 drills that will enhance what we need to work on. And tomorrow there'll be 3 more drills that will work on. So every week it's evaluated, and then every week we take drills and apply it to the things that come up, whether it's leverage, whether it's the strike, whether it's just 2-on-2 tackling where somebody's on the right side, somebody's on the left side, that they feel each other and work together. So all those type of things are things that come with decision making. Right now what we're doing, we're working on decision making. There's an evaluation period where you're running down to the ball carrier, and then you're trying to make a decision as to how you're going to approach, and then the final part of it is basically launching that bird into making the tackle. So we're wasting time a little bit up top when we're farther away from the ball carrier, and we need to just start tracking earlier. And then if somebody shows up in my track, then I'm going to go up to the next lane. So it's a really good system that we've got going. Feel good about it.
Mike had mentioned yesterday the possibility of rotating more along the defensive line. I mean, how do you feel like those guys held up towards the end of the game on Saturday?
I thought we were a lethargic at time. And then when we looked back and saw the number of reps, I need to do a better job along with John and you know, have more of a game plan going in. You know, I should be more aware of that and you know, take the lead in that to help John along with that process because you know, beyond 4-6 snaps, you know, at a pace like that on a hot day, you're going to get diminishing returns. And if you're a ball player, if you're a competitor, if you're a tough guy, then you're not coming out unless somebody tells you to come out. Now, you got to put some smarts in there at the same time because you don't want to hurt your club. But it's just like when you don't ask a guy if he's hurt. If you visibly see somebody's hurt, take him out because you're teaching people to, you know, be tough, you know, work through it, and then you got to put it on them to come out. No, you got to take them out of the game and get that rotation because in the fourth quarter, for example, with Freedom, John took him out for a snap, chewed on him a little bit, and he went back in there and he had that sack fumble. So, you know, it's a little mind over matter, but at the same time, there's a physiological deal that we need to just do a better job at rotating.
A couple of those 2-point conversions, Chris Jones was kind of jumping around trying to
Yeah.
get somebody's attention. Were you lined up how you wanted to
No,
do those?
no. It was obvious that they didn't have a plan to go to that one side. We should have had one more linebacker in there. Instead, we had 3. We should have only had 2 linebackers bracketing number 6. Yeah, it shocked me that they didn't do that. Yeah, we had gone through it over at halftime. I mean, on what was it, on last Monday, last Friday, and then again at the hotel on Saturday, we took 6 entirely different swing and gate formations, had the defense turn this way, lined everybody up, and then said go, and then we put a little timer on it, just recognition. You never know what the play's going to be, but you need to be able to cover it down and just apply your rules. And we did a great job in practice. We did a great job on the first one, the one that they scored on, except when we went in to tackle, the guy leaped right over the top of Nate, and Nate was even high on the deal. You know, I think maybe if he had gone after him more aggressively, he probably would have made it. He would have seen the adjustment. But then that was it. Then they went for 2, you know, with their offense. And we're very fortunate to have won the game. And at the same time, those plays were big. And it's a great teaching lesson also, you know, when you talk about those type of things.
Have you ever won that many 2-point conversions?
I've never seen that many 2-point conversions in a game.
Really?
Yeah.
In all your work?
I mean, even playing Oregon, yeah, at some point in time, they'd just, no mas, you know, they'd go do something else or kick. But I think what ends up happening, right, so if you miss one, you've got to go a second time, and then you get 2. So if you 50-50 split on those things, you're good. But it's like, you know, if you're in Vegas or, you know, wherever you are, I mean, you get down, you got to know enough to go to your room or something. But I don't know. They just kept going. I was really surprised. I was hoping it would end, you know, because at any time, right? At any time. And then they did. Then they came with the team, and you know, we were fortunate that we who was it, Kalu or Jonesy made a nice play on the ball there. Yeah. Okay.